The 90s. Discovering line art technique. The era of cybernetic and mecha dominance in anime. When I was in high school, people didn't really know what anime really was. Back then in late 87 through 89, they didn't even have any anime cons back then. Mostly they had WonderCons, comic book conventions, things like that. And they also would have Cartoon Fantasy Organization meetings or anime clubs that were at Berkeley. Sometimes they would just show anime without any subtitles raw, and it would be on VHS cassette. And sometimes the quality was so bad that we would still watch it and bear with it. But I knew about Yuji Moriyama and I knew about Kenichi Sonoda. Both Mikimoto and Sonoda, I try to combine both of their styles together with my own creative style. My dad used to tell me that eventually I would have to create my own characters. Mikimoto's Gunbuster Noriko Takaya here, and also Raleigh Vincent of Kenichi Sonoda's Riding Bean or Gunsmith Cats, I had finally transformed it into my own style, which was this back then in the late 90s. Adam Warren. Drawing saucer-eyed cutesy chicks. I remember a long time ago that I heard about the Dirty Pair when I was over at WonderCon, and me and my brother watched Affair of Nolandia, and we watched Project Eden. And Project Eden pretty much had an impact on us. When I found out that Eclipse Comics had released Dirty Pair, and it was done by an American artist, I was really fascinated by it because it was something different and something new. And it was from the fact that Adam was from the Joe Kubert School of Design, which did American comic books and things like that. Every so often I would meet Adam Warren, and he's pretty much one of my biggest influences after Mikimoto and Sonoda. I also met him over at San Diego Comic-Con in 2004. He always signs my Dirty Pair #1 all the time, so he knows who I am. I also got the Adam Warren sketchbook and had been very, very influenced by his work from the Dirty Pair, all of his line art, and his pencil arts. He also does really great pencil art, as you can see right here. He also does a comic called Empowered for Dark Horse. It's kind of funny how he gets away with just doing pencil work for his panels. And he also did some work for PlayStation Magazine. Robert DeJesus. Robert DeJesus I met over at Anime America later on, and he had also been influenced by Yukito Kishiro, which he did Battle Angel Alita. So he released a book called Eye Candy later on, and we both had been influenced by Kishiro's work. Another person who had been inspired by Kishiro's work was James Cameron, who will be doing the live-action Battle Angel Alita movie somewhere in about a couple years from now after Avatar. The final discovery of the iconic anime. Well, we should get started with Noriko here, which was created by Haruhiko Mikimoto, and she was from Gunbuster. We have to start off with the lines, and they're very, very curved and they're very soft. So we start from the side of her face as it goes down, and then we put in a little C for her nose. Then we fill in her eyelids. Then we fill in her eyelids like thick rainbows. And then we work up with the details and filling her eyes with little circles. The details can be worked later with the reflections in her eyes. Thus later on we just make a little triangle shape for her mouth. I modified it, and we add some ears, and we add more hair. So when we do this, we have to keep tracing and tracing and tracing until we get it, to do it through memory. More of the hair is more expressive, and it's like if she was in the wind. So more wild hair here and there, it gives more of a flamboyant touch. And then we add some of the eyebrows in there, to have a more expressive look. Now here we have Raleigh Vincent, and then we're going to do the same process over again. Just observe. The freehand test without tracing or looking at the original drawing. Most of the anime faces have almost a similar design. Uh, when you first start off, you start with very many slants, and one of them is supposed to go at least go to a left slant, then to a right slant, then down, and then another soft curve. You add in the little C for the nose, and then you add in those thick rainbow eyelids, and then you add in the eyes. You add in the mouth, then you put in more of the curves of the wild hair. And then you put in these expressive eyelashes and more of the hair. The bigger the eyelashes, the more feminine your character would be. And then you add really thin eyebrows. Then you add two more opposite curves on the sides and add more wild hair. That's my signature, by the way. Then you add in more of the details to the eyes. And then you add the extra shadow at the bottom of her face. I finally got it. After all these years, I've got it.